Okay, YouTube, in this video, me and Kasumi Chris are going to give you 6 personal development tools that have helped us in our life and we think can help you as well. First self-development tip is you got to take responsibility. I think all personal development starts with taking responsibility, because if you fail to take responsibility, you can't do the work that's required to grow the psyche. So because you will always fall into this trap of like blaming the world, blaming your parents, blaming your environment, and if you do that, then you outsource responsibility to them and nothing can change in you. Now the problem with taking responsibility is it's bloody hard. Like it's all growth is struggle, and personal development work is particularly painful, and it's so easy when faced with that painful bit of personal development to just say, do you know what, it's not me, I'm perfect, it's the world that's at fault. And you have a good time whinging, you might temporarily feel better, but you shrivel up and die as an individual. So yeah, you got to take responsibility. It all starts with that.
My first tip for self-development is examining your habits. So question yourself. There is this well-known person, Socrates, who said, examined life is a life worth living. And I can definitely agree with this. Most of us just go through life without even having a clue of what is happening or what is going on. They have no idea why they're doing something. If you don't even know what you're doing, you don't even know why these results around you are happening. This insight needs to happen for you to improve yourself, to become better than you were yesterday. Everything you do has a response to it. So every action you take, it will result in something. If you start examining yourself and examining why you do certain things, you also start to understand why certain things happen to you. And I think that is very important, because when you see what you are doing and why you're doing it, you're able to change it into something else that will suit you better and that will help you improve yourself.
Okay, so what you're suggesting is that like responsibility and self-examination are intimately linked.
Yes, yeah, indeed. When you start to see why you're doing something, you can also start to realize that a lot of the responsibility is in your own hands.
Agreed. The second personal development tip I want to share with you today is you've got to follow your passion. Often, it's a bit of a cliche, but often the deepest truths are hidden in cliches. You basically have one life, and you don't want to spend that life doing something inauthentic. Your passion is something where your energy most naturally flows, something you'd be doing no matter whether it was successful or not, something you'd be doing whether you were paid or not. It's just an authentic expression of something deep inside you. That's your passion. You can find it by asking what you would do if you already had £1 million. You can find it by asking, what do you do with your time anyway? What do you think about anyway? What would you do if you're retired? What would make you happy? What do you pay to do? These are things that you're passionate about. And my strong advice is to find something that deep inside you feel is worth doing. Otherwise, if you do something that isn't worth doing and you fail at the end, it's a complete catastrophe, because you just suffered for 1 year or 2 years or however long, and you didn't get the payoff. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're following your passion, the journey is beautiful, fun, and energized, and actually you're probably going to succeed because you're competing with people that aren't following their passion, which means that there's so much energy and life that you can put into this given project that your competition won't be able to. And finding your passion is freaking hard. Like it's a really tough question, and if you're lucky enough to work out what it actually is, what that deep, authentic expression of you is, for goodness sake, follow it, because when you start doing it, life gets really, really good.
So what is your passion?
It's like life coaching. Like thinking about philosophy and psychology and biology and spirituality, merging them and having good conversations with people like you, having good conversations with my coaching clients, and then putting these ideas out to people like this. Mm-hmm. I come alive when I do this, and I love it.
Yeah. So you're definitely also passionate about helping people, right?
Yeah. Goodness, yeah.
I feel like you're doing something that you like and love and you're interested in, but at the same time you're helping people with it. So I think it's great that you find something that you're good at and you can help people with.
Yeah.
So what can you help people with? That's 2 great questions to ask yourself to find your passion.
Agreed.
Point number 2 of me is to set goals. And it sounds simple. It is actually really simple, but a lot of people struggle with this as well. But I always think back of when you're young, there are already some goals set out for yourself. So you have goals that somebody else put on you. You need to finish elementary school, your high school, but it is a whole journey to get to your goal of getting a degree and finishing that. Next to all these goals that people give to you, you can also set your own goals. And I think it is very beneficial for you to, even if it's the most smallest thing about sleeping on time for a week. Let's say go to bed before 12, just for a week. This goal might sound small, but you will learn so much about yourself during that time. Just like when you had to go through high school, there will be struggles. There will be also a lot of great moments when you achieve something, but failures as well. You need to take little steps to get to the big goal. And that's also a great tip I want to give you about setting goals. Don't just go for one big goal and that will feel so impossible for you. Let's say a big goal of yours is to get really strong and shredded, and you want to do that within 8 weeks. That's, for most of us, very impossible. We lack the skill set, we lack the motivation. Sometimes things happen in your life, but then it's great to make small little goals in between, milestones that you can reach 100%. Until your big goal. Indeed, so that way you always feel rewarded.
Yeah.
It also gives you the feeling that you're capable of things, because at school you couldn't get your degree without having set all these little milestones for yourselves. You had to do a lot of tests. You had to show up at school. You had to learn certain things, and that's the same with setting your own goals. So don't reach right away for the one big goal, but set small goals for yourself. And you will learn so much about yourself, learn so much about the process. And I definitely think that this will help you to improve yourself.
So the third tip today is to develop a solid nutritional foundation. So you can achieve without good nutrition, but it's freaking hard. So I think giving yourself good food, nourishing food every day at the right time is one of the most sacred responsibilities you, me, or anyone watching this is going to ever do. And that means you've got to study nutrition, because it's really hard to actually know what's good and what's garbage. And I think there's a lot of misinformation out there. Veganism. I think like supplements are really, it took me years and years to get my head around supplements, and I still think I'm not right with it. And every year I tweak that a lot. So, and generally speaking, actually, I think you should steer away from the supplements as much as possible and go natural where you can. There's so much biohacking tonight. And then also there's the discipline of like knowing to have the right thing and then the right time, and then there's fasting. The long and the short of it is, if you get your nutritional foundation right, it will give you the strength and the energy that you need to be able to deliver on whatever it is your goal is.
Because I definitely think your health is your most important thing. Without that, you aren't able to reach your goals, question yourself, or take responsibility.
That's it.
And what kind of diet are you eating, actually?
So I'm on sounds so pompous, I'm on a cyclic ketogenic diet, which means that I'm quite strict keto Monday to Friday, and then I carb load on the weekend. I like pizza and cake, so that's what I indulge in on the weekend.
All right, what do you normally eat for keto meals?
Like stir-fried vegetables, like mountains of vegetables with like loads of quality free-range meat and pate and what else do I have? Like olives or like soup, that kind of stuff.
Nice. And what is your favorite type of cut up meat?
Venison.
Venison.
Freaking delicious.
My third tip is to experiment, try things out, especially before creating an opinion on them. People tend to give opinions on things what they have no clue about or never tried it themselves just because they heard an opinion of somebody else. I think the best experience you can have for yourself is to do things, take action, experiment with things, because that will give you a feeling if it's good for you or not. A big example of mine is that I went vegan for 4 years. I tried it. I tried so many different ways of eating. I really felt how it was to be vegan, but I saw it's something that is not working for me, and I share my experience about it. But now I have the experience and kind of an authority to talk about it because I went through it. And now I know the importance of, for example, meat, dairy, and eggs. If I didn't went through that experience, then I probably wouldn't have
The knowledge, like the insight, the wisdom.
exactly that
Yeah.
that wisdom part. I think that is very, very important because we can all read books, we can all listen to other people, their experience and what they think, but it ultimately comes down to how you experienced it.
Agreed.
And of course, there are books and things can help you give a little bit more insight, can prevent you from making mistakes. But I think in order for you to improve yourself, your spirit, your character, your personality, is to do things yourself and see what the outcome of that is.
And don't you think it also involves making mistakes as a necessary part of trying new things?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that failure is not bad. If you do something and it doesn't work, it is not bad. You learn from that and you can improve your decision making later on again. Oh,
Let's recap.
oh yeah, that's good way
Okay,
to say
let's
that.
recap.
Yes. So
The third tip I'm giving you today is...
wait. I
Sorry.
think the light on your face is not so great.
Okay.
It shines on your. Let's see. Okay. Great.
All right, let's keep going. Are you ready?
Yes. So my tip. How are
I'll ask you. I'll ask you.
Okay.
I'll ask you. Okay, so Crystal, what's your...
These were our 6 personal development tips, self-development tips to improve yourself.
If you want to have more videos on personal development, you can go to Chris's channel here, and there's a wonderful video on how to improve your sleep quality. And if you go down here, there's the first video in the playlist that I made called the Personal Growth Series, which goes into some of these topics a little more deeply.
Okay, see you there.